Hey, good morning, everybody. Jarrell Solis from Confidence Pest Control, and thank you for tuning in. As always, I can't say thank you enough for the the plays and all the engagement, the comments, the new subscribers, all that stuff, man. It it blows my mind every time I open my YouTube to see that people are uh, enjoying and finding value and want to hear what I have to say. And so, as long as there's people that want to listen, I'm going to talk. So, thank you all so much. Again, you look at me. I got my Disney clothes on. I'm still here in Orlando right now. It's early morning. I actually just got out of the pool, took a shower real quick, enjoying the vacation. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. Not so much the vacation, but work, and trying to find that balance and just a few things that honestly, I just wanted to talk about real quick. I enjoy making the videos, so I'm going to continue to do so. Um, sorry, I want to make sure this mic is good. Excuse me. And with that being said, one of the things I want to talk about right now is how great of a feeling I've had when, from almost the first day that I started my vacation up until now. I've still been getting calls and people reaching out and interested in services and, just leads, all those calls. And I've let them know. I said, hey, shout out to Johnny and Terrence. Y'all are my boys. Y'all been willing to help me out, and I wish I could have fed y'all some more, more leads for y'all to go do. But some of the people that I've heard from, they really just want to work with me, and that's pretty cool. I think that's one of the coolest feelings and one of the best feelings I've had is that. And it's because all that work is paid off. Y'all know that I hound and I talk about reviews and your reputation, all those things. Having a plan, well, it's all coming to fruition. And even though it's on a very small scale, but for me, it's like I had a lady reach out. She said, "Hey, I needed some pest control. I've looked around and." You got the reviews. I want to work with you, and I let her know. I said, hey, I'm not going to be in town for for a little bit, but I'm happy to recommend some of my really good friends who own businesses, pest control business, and I have no problem. I'm helping them out because what's important is that the customer is being helped. It's not a all or nothing game. I can be a good resource to that customer and say, hey, even though I can't help you right now, I have other people that are available to do so. And she thought that was awesome, and she said, no, well, that's exactly why I want to work with you. I'm in no rush. No matter what the issue was, she said, no, I'll just wait for you to get back. And I thought that was pretty cool. I'm like, all right, well, hey, you know what? I'm still, people are willing to wait specifically on me and my company and my business to do so, and that's, man, I talk about having that plan and those reviews and just setting yourself up for success, and that's what I've been doing, and I take pride in that. I'm very proud of the things that I've been doing and the things that are on the horizon because when you have people that are willing to wait for you, then that says a lot about you and your company. And don't get me wrong, hopefully it's not just me, but it's more so confidence. And at the moment, it's just me. But as time goes on, I want them to know that it doesn't matter who's there as long as it's a confidence pest control truck. Um, so once I get all those, once I get a technician, employees, and once I'm able to do all those things and have the community and the trust of others, especially the ones that I don't know, where they're just reaching out and instead of just calling and they just want pest control from anybody, no, they want to use confidence pest control. And for me, that's very, very rewarding because that's what I'm working for. That's what I'm working to, and to see it paying off, with the over 100 reviews and the good just reputation that I've built for the company and that I want to continue to build. That's just very, very rewarding. So that's some advice to you is to really focus on that, make your customers experience, not just the service but the customer experience, really, really great. And when you can, and customers respect that. I mean, I respect that as a consumer, but when you have a company who's like, no, 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 it's me or nobody, um, and they're like, they're not willing to share at all, then it's just, you're just like, I really don't want to. Me personally, I'm like, I don't want to work with that person, but my willingness to be to say, hey, it's not that I don't want your business. It's just that I can't be there for you at the moment. But you know, confidence isn't at the top of my mind. It's the customer that's at the top of my mind, and being able to say, hey, okay, hey, yeah, I can make sure that even though it's not going to be me, and I was willing to do all the work. I wasn't going to make her call. But when you become not only the pest control service, but the pest control resource, whether it be um, for things like that, where you're subbing services out to somebody else, recommend somebody else, or somebody's just they're DIYer and they're like, hey, I because I've come across that too. They say, listen, I really don't need the pest control. I do, and I get it. There's people that I know. I'm like, hey, go over here, buy this, buy this, buy that, and and this is what you can do. Again, but with me, you get the training, the experience, you get the knowledge of all that I bring to the table because I'm an expert in what I do. Whereas you can do it yourself, and sometimes good enough is just good enough. So there's those people, but when you become that resource and you're willing to help and do things, the community, the people see that, and they genuinely and they know if you're faking it or not, and hopefully y'all my prayer is that nobody thinks that I'm faking this. I try to be genuine. I just want to be a good person. I've spent time in my life being an asshole, um, but you know I much more enjoy it as a good person. And um, I heard this quote. It said, the universe, or decide what you want, and the universe will conspire to make it happen. And it's like, okay, I'm with that, but I also, it's like, hey, you can get everything you want as long as you help enough others get what they want. And so those are things I'm like, all right, well, the universe is going to give me what I want, but also what I deserve. And so I want that good karma. So I just want to be a good person, help other people out. And you know, my hope isn't that because I'm doing it that, I get anything in return. We'll see what happens. Uh, But as I was saying, being that resource and being that trusted resource that people can say, hey, he's not just trying to sell me on this or that, he's willing to help and he's even willing to send me somewhere else. Those people said, you know what, we'll wait a week and a half until you get back just so we can work with you. And so that for me was just beyond rewarding. I think that was really, really cool. Um, the next thing is being on vacation and you love it. And I really do love it, I mean, and I've been able to relax, kick back. I earned this, man. It was a hard year. I worked hard, and even if nothing else, my wife and kids deserve this. I mean, they're my life, so I'm gonna make sure that they're taken care of. So I'm loving this, but I'll tell you right now, man. That's one thing is, and you get to you're an entrepreneur and a business owner, and you're working hard, especially in that beginning time, and right now, man, I'm I'm trying my hardest to just continue to focus on my vacation and relaxing. But even now, I'm making this video because it's like, hey, I need to talk shop. I need to talk shop. If I can't do what I enjoy, then I need to talk about it. And that's a really, really, and I think that's a cool place to be. I mean, because it's not me trying to be a workaholic, nothing like that. I'm not somebody who's like, oh, I take pride in working 80 hours a week. No, no, no. My family time is what I take pride in. But being able to see my business grow even while I'm not there, people waiting for me, all that just motivates me. I'm just chomping at the bit to get back out there and get back to helping others and just get back into my truck and working, man. It's not I prefer this, and you can't see and everything like that, but I prefer um, what's up? There's my nephew over there. I prefer being out here and being on vacation and being in the jacuzzi and going to Disney World and Universal Studios. I prefer all that more than than I want to be treating for German roaches, things like that. But I'm like, man, dude, it's my business. That's my baby. I got all my wife and babies here, but that your business is your other baby, and when you can't be there, um, and you're not doing anything right now for it. It's just I'm just kind of getting antsy, man. I'm ready to get back, and well, I'm not in a rush, but at the same time, I love what I do. I absolutely love what I do. So again, I'm just chomping at the bit to get back, and there's more money to be made, and that's not me being money hungry. Just that's just more business growth. That's more opportunity to help others, and that's what I'm here to do, man. And so yeah, it's a trying to find that balance. And people are going to talk about that all day long. I'm like, hey, you know what, I love my family. They know that they're number one. They're always number one. I'm spending time. We even brought my mom on vacation, so she's enjoying this. I've been having a wonderful time. But again, I just my business is just waiting patiently on me, just twiddling their thumbs like, hey, what do we do without you? And it's awesome. It's fun. I, I don't know, man. It's awesome. It's a really, really good thing. Let's see. What else did I have? Give me 1 second. I had a whole list of things that I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, and I could do a whole nother video, but it's only been 10 minutes, so I'm just gonna go into a a few of the things that I have written down. You can see that it's a end of year update, and I'll save this most of this stuff for um, the next video that I do. But just to give you a couple highlights, a couple of things that I'll probably end up talking about. I did about 4 times what I did last year. Um, it wasn't much. One day I'll go into all the numbers again, but it wasn't a whole lot last year, and it was only sorry, helicopter tours around. But it was only from April to December, and then this year I 4x that. I made sure to say thank you to the property management companies that I work with. That's a big one. Even and yes, you're taking care of them already, because it's like, hey, they have an issue, you're solving it. But at the same time, those little thank yous, and it's just, hey, thank you for the opportunity to help you out. That's I'm very, very grateful because, and I'll go into that one in the next video I make. But I'm very, very grateful because going through my numbers, a lot of the money that I generated this year was because of those property management companies. So, of course, I said a big thank you, and I'm not at a point where I can just buy everybody over there Yetis or things like that. But, I give them my time. And so my wife and my daughters and my son and I, we all, I say my wife and my daughter, and they, she spent an entire day before we left on vacation just baking dozens and dozens of cookies, homemade, all kinds of fudge and brownies, and pretzels with dipped in I mean, just all kinds of stuff that works. She's awesome. She's the best, and she did that for them. So we took them a couple of containers of cookies and Christmas trees, just to say, hey, it's not much, but we're very, very grateful for the opportunity to help you guys out. And and it was a hit. They loved it. So for those of you, don't forget to say thank you, because yes, taking care of our customers, they'll take care of us. But you know just so there's a lot of other companies that are taking care of their customers good enough. So being able to set yourself apart in any way, one thing that I can recommend. I know it's already towards the end of Christmas, but and hey, real quick, my in-laws are walking right there, and they're on their way to go to have um, lunch with a guy that they met on their last vacation. They went to where they go to Barbados. Yeah, they went to Barbados maybe earlier this year or something like that. And it was funny enough. And my father, he was in the industry as well, but they ran into a guy who had just sold his pest control company for he had like 20 techs, and he sold it. And he sold off into the sunset, and he wasn't even in the market. Some guy just from Europe just came into town, said, hey, I'm looking to buy a company recurring this and that. And so he found that one, he bought it, and yeah. And so they met him. They're going to go have lunch with them right now, and and hopefully bring back some good advice. because that's pretty cool. Um, but then there's another thing. One of the other things that went well this year was switchover accounts. I can't say the companies that I want to shout out, but hey, to some of you guys, hey, y'all, by you doing a bad job, it opened the door for me to do a really good job, and that's another thing that I'll talk about in the next video. But one of the things you should be, if you're going to be door knocking this year, kind of know that a lot of door knocking was done last year, so in March, April, May, so it's going to be a good time to go do some more door knocking because a lot of those guys or a lot of those customers are in a 12-month agreement, maybe a 24-month agreement or something like that. But a lot of them might be 12 months. So you get over there, if they haven't been happy or whatever the case may be, it's a great time to get those switchover accounts. I got a lot of those last year or this year. Um, don't get me wrong. I had a lot of people who never had pest control, but then I had a lot of switchovers. So keep that in mind when you're knocking. Let them know, and I'll go into all that scripts and things like that. Again, I want to help you all. Anybody who's wanting to do this stuff, so I'll come up with some great scripts that I use that you can use as well. That way, you can be as seamless and as smooth as possible. But when you do that and you're able to get over there and talk to them, especially those people that already have pest control, they already find the value in that pest control. Just making a YouTube video for my followers, bro, and they find the value in pest control. So hey, they already know that it's worth paying for. So you check. That's one of the things you're looking for, and then now all you have to do as the door to door, as a business owner, as the sales guy, is just let them know why your company is better than theirs, and you figure out what that is. I mean, you're not going to be the same thing as me. You're not going to be the same thing as anybody else watching. So find what really differentiates you from your competitors and use that to your advantage. If it is an advantage, if you're like, hey, I'm more of an asshole than all these other guys, then maybe try to do something else than that. But if you can find something, the good advantages of you versus them, then making those switchovers won't be too difficult. um Again, things that I did the year good this year. I'm kicking myself because I wanted to get, my goal was 100 by the end of the year. I ended up with over 100 by Halloween, and since then I've just kind of hit the brakes. I mean, granted, I've been on vacation and it's been a lot, but I want to make sure. I mean, I think that today right now that I'm uploading this video is December 19th. So what? I've got 12 days left in the year. I think that maybe I can get maybe 5 to 10 more reviews. That's my goal. I'm going to shoot for it. I'm going to shoot hard and, you know, set a goal and work to it, and you just might get it. If I set a goal for, there's my little baby right there, just waking up. If I set a goal for 10 reviews, and if I get 8 or 9 more reviews by the end of the year, then you know, I wish it was 10, but if I end the year with 120 reviews, I think that's going to be pretty solid, especially the fact that I've only been in business for as long as I am. So I'm proud of the reviews. Um, the services that I did, again, I'll go into some more depth on some of these things. This is kind of just a small recap. The services, I didn't have a whole lot of reservices, so that's one thing that I recommend to everybody. Is that you make sure, I know some of the guys who move from sales, a lot of people go from technician to owner and things like that, but make sure you're good at what you do. I mean, be really good. And if the customer knows that that you're a great company, that you do great work, then when the people come door knocking, then they don't have a reason to leave, even if they're offering a cheaper price, or things like that, because your value in your company and yourself and everything that you've done has been built, and they've loyalty. They're gonna, if you treat them right and take care of them really really well, then, and it's a good customer experience every time, then they're gonna stay with you. If you're well trained, if they're not having bugs, why are they gonna say, yeah, let me switch to this other company, and then maybe for a cheaper price. And if they do go and they get over there and they start to see bugs a little bit more often, they'll call you right back. So just make sure you're very very thorough. Make sure that you're good at what you do. You make sure you continue to do your training, so that you can always be top of the line and be the tip of the spear when it comes to the service and the experience that you provide. Because that's one thing that I had very, very few of was reservices. So instead of having to spend, my day doing, let's say 10 accounts and 4 or 5 reservices, I was able to do, I was, and again, don't, this is a lot more to do with the number of counts I have versus, how great I really was. But I was do average, maybe one resurface every other day or something. I mean, if that, I mean, it wasn't much at all. I can tell you that it was not a lot of resurfaces at all. So I'm really proud of that. Again, I've got 10 years, over 10 years of the industry of, or something like that, and I had good training. Shout out to EcoShield, and they're very thorough, especially the branch I was at. So the training was really well done and great, and so I was able to bring that over and use that training and have really good services, and again limited reservices. um, there's more. There's other stuff that I have in here. Um, let's see. A lot of those switchovers. I most I think I closed the number I would say has got to be, I mean, around 95 at the very, very minimum. There were very, very few times that I answered the phone and didn't make that sale. Um, I mean, I could probably count on one or two hands, and that's, don't get me wrong, I mean, again, that's not hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of customers or anything like that, but dozens and dozens for sure. And most of, when they call, they're already looking for pest control. So that's one thing that's already, you have to understand as the salesman, business owner, all that, the role that we're playing. When they've called you, they're already looking. They found you because the reviews, maybe you're the only one in town, whatever the case, they called you. You're already, I mean, you're one foot in the door. Now just don't fuck it up. Don't mess it up. Don't send them away. And so a lot of times companies can do that because they will just go on and on about their service and how good it is. Excuse her crazy hair. She literally just woke up. And sorry, I'm gonna just focus on her if she's there. And but a lot of times the sales guy can be so over enthusiastic and just be willing to go on and on about they have how great everything is. Sometimes they've already called you, they already want pest control, they're already at the very, very least interested in it. So ask a few questions. Remember, ask. Um, ask those questions and see what the issue is, and then figure out how you can solve that issue. There's just so many times people will get into it, and I've seen people just oversell, and the customer's like, you know what, I'll call you back. Let me think about it. When you know it can be, it doesn't have to be that way. So just answer the phone. That's a big one. Answer your phone because you're gonna get those calls. Answer your phone. When you do, answer it politely. Be very professional. Be very polite, and then ask some questions and let them know the solutions. Build that value, and you're going to make the sale. Um, so that's one thing that I'm proud of. One thing that I plan on doing is definitely shortening my sales script because it's a good one. It's really good. Something that I just do myself, and but I want to shorten it down just a little bit because I do same thing that I'm talking about. Sometimes I feel like I'm talking a little too much, and all those of you who watch know that I'm a little bit long-winded. So I need to make sure and be conscientious about that to make sure that my sales script is, a little bit shorter. It's very smooth. It flows very nicely and things like that. So, but overall, I think that's pretty good. So, and if y'all are ever interested in just hearing what I have to say, just let me know and I'll let you know. Um, and that's really about it for right now. Things that I'll go over is just the end of the year. There's some more things. The end of the year, things that I found out about myself, things that you're going to find out about yourself as you grow and as you get through your first full year. For some of you who haven't started, but man, I just want to say thank you so much. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me for the past almost half an hour. Like I said, I'm just chomping at the bit to talk shop and to get back to work and to get to work. But I do want to enjoy the next few days and be here. But um, it was early; everyone was sleeping. You see them just waking up now. So with that being said, I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna get back to vacation. I'll be back to work very, very shortly. I'll make a video soon, another one of the end of the year. I'll try to make it, I'll try to make it super the next week or so. I'll try to really put some time into making a really great video for with a whole lot of valuable nuggets that hopefully y'all can take with y'all to start the new year. But until that next video, I got one more coming before the new year comes. But y'all keep grinding, keep hustling, working hard, enjoy your time with your family, and as always, you guys stay confident. Until next time, take care.